Hey, kushe to mi salon fambulem. Hello to those in Sierra Leone, across Africa, in the diaspora, and anyone watching wherever you are in the world. Hi, my name is Mina Bilkis, and I'm one of the awardees for the Ladies in Media 60 Most Influential African Women in Media 2021. I am Mina Bilkis, I am 29 years old, and I'm based in the capital, Freetown, Sierra Leone, West Africa. I am a content creator and social entrepreneur, and I run 3 projects at the moment. My first being my brand, which is Mina Bilkis. We offer communication/content creation services, as well as business strategy and personal development for individuals, brands, institutions, and small and medium enterprises here in Sierra Leone, across the continent, and globally. My second project, which is very dear to my heart, is the Girl Up Buying Club Sierra Leone. Girl Up program was founded in 2016 in response to Ebola, when during the 9-month closure of schools, over 14,000 girls became pregnant. And the program was founded as a safe space for girls to talk about societal issues and to also promote girl empowerment through education, leadership, safety, and health. Our main projects are menstrual hygiene management / sexual reproductive health rights, digital rights, and sexual and gender-based violence. My third project is the ORI project, which was founded in 2018 to support the projects at Girl Up Buying Club Sierra Leone. The ORI project produces shea butter products for hair and body to promote healthy hair and skin glow. And our proceeds all go to Girl Up Buying Club Sierra Leone. So I was a teacher before I became a content creator and an entrepreneur. I returned to Sierra Leone in 2014 from the States, and I was teaching. But Ebola happened and I essentially lost my livelihood. So during that 9-month closure of schools, I was teaching and tutoring people privately. So when the epidemic ended and schools resumed, I still was looking for formal employment before the learning center I was teaching at reopened. And while I went back to work and I was still teaching people on the side, essentially my side hustle grew and it surpassed my salary. So I decided to take a risk in 2016 and just go into business for myself, to become an entrepreneur and to register my business as Mina Bilkis and teach. So from 2016 to 2019, I was teaching and tutoring individuals at non-governmental organizations, both national and international, in French, English, and also Creole, our lingua franca. But in 2019, my passion for content creation and communications just continued to grow as my digital presence was also growing. And I co-created a podcast with a digital creator called Yasmin Metz-Johnson. So we're actually both called Yasmin, but I go by Mina. And our podcast is called Y Square Pod. So we co-hosted it and co-produced 40 episodes, and were featured in 2 international documentaries. And we ran that project from 2019 to 2021. So by that time, I was very much confident in my communication skills and content creation, and decided to end my teaching career in 2021, this year. So I was teaching for 7 years, and then I essentially transitioned into communication and content creation. So that's basically how I started and when I started and how I've evolved over the 7 years. I am someone that is driven by passion, and I like to call myself the quintessential first African child and daughter, meaning that my love language by default is acts of service. And that's been shown in my personal life, but most of my professional life and career, and which is why I care very much about social impact, not just because I live in Sierra Leone, but it is my love language, is my purpose, I believe. And what motivates me is passion. I love the ability to choose what I get to do and how I get to do things. And that's my biggest motivator. I think my tone of voice, I've been told I have a unique tone of voice, and when people watch my videos and read my blog posts, they feel that I'm talking to them directly, which is what I like. I like the informal kind of sense of style of speak, and that's what I think sets me apart. My favorite quote changes every year. So for this year, my mantra is Inshallah and vibes. Inshallah is the Arabic word for by God's grace, if God wills it, And not just because of the pandemic, but as I mentioned earlier, I'm someone that is driven by passion. And I might know that my end goal is to do X, Y, and Z, but I wouldn't know the steps on how to get there. So I just say, hey, inshallah and vibes. That's it. I'll get there when I get there, kind of thing. So as long as I'm driven by passion and I'm very headstrong about it, I'll get to that goal. So that is my favorite quote to date. Inshallah and vibes. In 10 years, I see myself at least living in 2 or more African countries. To date, I've lived in South Africa and Sierra Leone, so I'd like to live outside of Sierra Leone, and you will see when I find out. But apart from living in 2 or 3 African countries, I want to continue to create as a content creator and strategist, but also to do more traveling. I love to travel. And fortunately, the kind of work that I do, it allows me to travel. So continue to travel a lot more, and of course, continue to create content. As a creator in Africa, one of the biggest issues is the internet, access to internet. And because of that, not just myself, but because in Sierra Leone we have a low digital penetration rate, I am seen more by Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora, or I'm seen more by people outside of Sierra Leone than actual people in Sierra Leone. And I feel like you should be promoted and supported more in your country than abroad. But in my case, it's the opposite. And it's because people lack access to internet, and also internet is expensive. But additionally, it's also being put into a box. I'm someone that identifies as being multi-hyphenate, which basically is someone who wears many hats. And once you do something or are known for something, you're automatically put in this box. I'm like, no, I don't want to be put in any box. I define who I am. So that can be a challenge in certain spaces, navigating like, oh, you're the one that does the girl up club, or you're the one that does shea butter, which is all true, all facets of my identity, but I'm not just one. I just don't do one thing. So being a multi-hyphenate in a world that wants to put you in a box can be challenging. I like to source inspiration from different individuals because I do not want to come across as copying or imitating. I like to find my unique voice and what works for me. What I take is inspiration from individuals and their lessons, so I know what not to do or how to do things better. And one that I've really admired, which I think a lot of women anyways, have admired, is Oprah. I like her style, and I followed her work over the years. I also like British Nigerian relationship and sex experts, Leone. I like anyone who has an authentic voice, who is niche and is not afraid to stand out and disrupt the status quo. So if you're out there and I haven't mentioned you, I like your content. And here in Sierra Leone, I like Ariana Oluwele. She does Ariana's Diaries, and I'm also a contributing blogger on her website. So there are different women, different individuals that I take and draw inspiration from. I feel like it's evolving, and it's evolving in Africa, especially because a lot of women are finding their niche spots and their niche industries, and they create revenue and they create impact through that, which is great, not just digitally, but also in legacy media as well. And though we live in a very much patriarchal society and the media itself is still quite male dominated in this part of the world, I feel like women are taking more control in shaping the narrative and not being compelled to be presented or perceived a certain way because that's what is expected of them. So I like that we're not only shattering glass ceilings, but we're owning the narrative, because for too long our stories have been told. So more women, more female creators are emerging and telling their stories authentically and just with transparency. And I love it because that's what we need to see more of here in the continent. I feel like there's going to continue to be an explosion. Yes, COVID has been the catalyst for that, but in general, I believe that the future is female. I always say that. And with that, there are going to be more female content creators, more women in the industry finding their voice and owning that voice and just dominating those spaces. So definitely, as we continue to live in the pandemic, but also as the internet continues to improve and access and affordability, and all the organizations that are working for digital rights and internet freedom, we will continue to see more female, women, non-binary content creators in the continent. I would say to be you. being you is a gift, and you can't play small by copying someone else. You have to find your original voice, and it's very important. And as much as it could be considered as cliche, but once you have your voice and you have supporters and you have a fan base, people will continue to follow you. You get the support, and it's a journey really of reflection and introspection. So I would encourage you, for those who want to come into the media industry, to do a journey of self-reflection and introspection. Know why you're going into it. What kind of impact can you create? What do you plan to get out of it? And then go from there, but be unique, be you. And thank you so much for your time. I'm Mina Bilkis from Sierra Leone, and congratulations to the other awardees.